Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Project Zomboid, Episode 10. At the start of Day 14 for Special Agent Mulder. Alright, so a lot of things happened in the last video. I got lacerated. I didn't contract the zombie illness. I found the generator mag. I brought the generator back to the base. So let's now... First we'll eat a little bit of food, and then I'll start talking about how the generator works. And then now that I have some decent skill buff to mechanics, I'm going to work on the cars a little bit. I'm going to try to do that in a way that's not painfully boring, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is check around my base for walkers, biters, the Walking Dead, if you will. A couple at the end of the street, but I'm not going to be making enough noise to attract them. So generator operation is pretty simple. The first thing you have to do is find and read the How to Use Generators skill mag. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. It takes me about 10 seconds to read it with my fast reader perk. Okay, I've now read the generator mag. So since I did that, I can right click on the generator and I can click on Connect Generator. And what this does is it projects a circle around the generator. The circle has a radius of 20 tiles. So zooming in here, each one of these approximately meter square tiles on the ground is a tile. So in every direction in a circle for 20 tiles, that's the generator's radius of effect. The generator will power any electronic device or appliance automatically within that 20 radius circle. Thankfully, you don't have to use wires or anything like that. Any appliance that's within the 20 tile radius will automatically be powered. Certain appliances use more power than others, like, for example, the oven and the fridge use a lot more kilowatts than the lights, much like in real life. The total amount of power, the generator is going to be carrying a certain load, and the rate at which the fuel is drained is going to be proportional to that load. So if the generator is carrying 10 kilowatts, it's going to burn fuel at a certain rate, and if it's carrying 20 kilowatts, it's going to burn it twice as fast. And I believe once the generator is running, you can use the tooltip to see exactly how many kilowatts it's powering and how much fuel it has and all that stuff. The game is pretty generous with the fuel for the generator. On other playthroughs that I've done, you can go like days and days without refueling the generator. Rough rule of thumb, the generator can run for about a week on one tank. And I think it takes about 1.5 fuel cans to fill the generator. So you're not going to be worrying about generator fuel very much. It is an issue that you have to keep track of, but it's not particularly burdensome. The generator also has condition, and as you run the generator, it's slowly going to lose condition. This also happens very slowly, a lot slower than the fuel drain. So we're talking somewhere on the order of every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks or something like that, you're going to have to repair the generator. If you don't repair the generator, it can explode, which is pretty funny. Not funny, but it's hardcore, I guess. To repair the generator, you need scrap electronics, and the amount that you repair it with, or the amount by which you repair the generator, is a function of your electronics or your electrical skill. But even with basically no electrical skill, you can still easily repair the generator with, you know, a bag full of scrap electronics. And as we've seen, scrap electronics are quite easy to find because most zombies have watches on them, and you can also disassemble other stuff in the world. Alright, so the reason I came over here is I want to get the gas out of this white utility van. So I got my gas can, and I'm just going to siphon off the gas from this van. When I eventually get to the point where I can hotwire cars, I'm probably going to take this white van and use it as my main vehicle. Unless I can find a better one. But this white van looks pretty good. Remember that the trunk of my car here has a capacity of 23 encumbrance. The cargo area of this van has a encumbrance limit of 105. So it can carry a lot of stuff. And there's also the front seat of the van, which can carry an additional 20. Although, as I've talked about previously, you might want to not put stuff on the passenger side of the van in case you want to use it as an escape route, or in case you want to get into the van from the passenger side to escape from Zeds. Alright, so I just filled up 3 cans of gas from the white van, and there's still some left in it. The only other mechanic for generators, actually there's 2 more things I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is the vertical effect of the generator. So it powers everything within a 20 tile radius. Obviously that applies to the level that you're on. So if the generator is on ground level, it's going to power things within 20 tiles on the ground level. That effect also works, I believe, 2 levels up or 3 levels up, and the same amount down from where the generator is. So for example, if I had a 2-story house, things on the 2nd floor would also be powered by the generator within 20 tiles horizontally of it, as well as the 3rd floor of a house. And there are no basements in this game. They're being added in build 41. This is build 42 that I'm playing now. But in this version of Zomboid that I'm playing, there are no basements. But if there were basements, then the generator could power two or three levels down from where it is placed, so it could power a basement as well. Generators produce toxic smoke, so if you put one inside a building and start it, it will poison and kill your character. Just one of those things you gotta know when you're playing Zomboid. And then the last thing to talk about with the generator is noise. Obviously the generator makes a racket, as you can imagine. The sound radius is the same as the radius that it powers. So 20 tiles in each direction, and then up or down 3 levels vertically. Any zombie that's within that sound radius will be attracted to the generator. I don't believe that the zombies will aggro the generator, but they will walk towards it and possibly like crowd around it. And if you put the generator right next to your house, which is what I've done, then that means that you've drawn a certain amount of zombies to your house. So in other playthroughs, what I've done is I've built a fence, a tall fence, all the way around my property that completely encloses the sound radius of the generator. So if the generator is on the central tile and it projects sound 20 tiles in every direction, then that means you need a box that is 41 by 41 with the generator in the center. And that means that any zombie that is outside the fence, which they all should be outside the fence, obviously, any zombie that's outside the fence will not hear the generator, nor will they be attracted to it, because they can't hear it. In this playthrough, I'm not going to bother with making a fence or a wall around my base. It's fun to do that, but it's extremely tedious. It takes a lot of materials, and it takes a long time. In other games where I've done it, I have completed the base perimeter like at the 3-month mark. So day 90 is right around where I've finished it previously. And that's with like gathering a lot of wood and chopping a lot of trees, and I think it's just too annoying to do during the Let's Play, so we're gonna have to make do without the perimeter fence. To mitigate the fact that I don't have a perimeter fence, I'm going to put extra focus on clearing all the zombies out of my neighborhood so that none of them are within the sound radius in the first place, if that makes sense. But there won't be any kind of hard barrier preventing the zombies from just walking up to my generator. So I'm back in the rich people neighborhood here. I'm going to continue looking around for goodies. Guns, weapons, tools, and good food, Like the better canned food, the better dry food, and things like ice cream. That's what I'm going to be looking for. It's also a car out in the driveway, and it's one of the less common ones in the game, actually. I will talk about it as soon as I go out there. An empty cooking pot, I'm going to grab that to use as an outside water container until I can get my rain barrels built. Building the rain barrels requires carpentry 4, which I'm only at carpentry 1 now, so it's going to be a little while. Oh, cool, I found the key to it. So, under the sink, where else would you put your car key but under the sink? I found the key to the Dash Rancher, which is the off-brand Jeep-looking car that's outside. There's another cooking pot with water. I'm actually going to pour the water out of the pot so that it doesn't weigh as much. And I'm going to take that pot with me. Doesn't look like I'm over encumbered, so I'm just going to walk upstairs, turn on a light. Gotta be really careful not to get zombed. Disassemble the bed. Plank and a nail. There's a biter somewhere. I think it's in that bathroom. You know what? I'm gonna not go in that bathroom. Found another biter in the hall bathroom. It's kind of weird, weird house design to have 2 bathrooms that close together. We'll have to talk to the architect about that. Utility closet. With one of the funniest items in the game, the keytar, which is a musical instrument that you can use as a weapon. It makes for an extremely poor weapon, but you can use it. Alright, so here's the Dash Rancher, like basically a Jeep. It's in good condition too. And it's got gas in it. So let's take a look at the inside of the Dash Rancher. It has 2 seats? Yeah, 2 seats. Got your normal shit in the glove box. How much storage is in the back? 37. It's not amazing, but started right up. Why does this thing look so goofy? I'm gonna do the standard thing where I tow it back to base. Yeah, the Dash Rancher handles way better than this piece of shit black car that I have. So I might use the Dash Rancher as the main vehicle until I can find something better. Let's go ahead and head next door to the next rich person house and Let's see what we can see. Hall closet. What do we got in the hall closet? A hammer and a crowbar, but they're in poor condition, or at least not perfect condition. In the kitchen, we've got grapefruit in the fridge. Might as well eat that. Oh, ice cream. 2 zombies. Not 1, but 2. Oh! Clumsy controls in this game. More zombies in this house. My goodness. Found a mousetrap. I'm gonna take that. Eventually, at some point, I'm gonna try to level up my trapping skill. I already killed 4 zombies in this house, and there apparently are more in here. Empty bucket. Jeez. Guess these people are having a family reunion on a zombie apocalypse arrived, huh? Do I still hear more zombies pounding around? Okay, I'm gonna eat some of this ice cream. Actually, did I take the ice cream? No, I think I got startled by zombies before I could grab it. Yeah, there's another one. Zombie number 7. Griswold family Christmas when the Knox virus showed up. That's 8 and 9. Here's a hiking bag. It is a bag that's better than a duffel bag, but not as good as the big backpack that I have currently. So I'm gonna just leave it. What else we got? A duffel bag and a school bag and a toolbox, none of which have anything in them. bedroom with nothing cool. But will it give me a board when I disassemble the bed? That's the question. As soon as I reach Carpentry 2, I'm gonna find and read the Carpentry, second tier Carpentry skill book. And that's gonna allow me to level from Carpentry 2 to Carpentry 4 pretty quickly. Bed. Should be a bed and a closet and a bathroom, and then I'm gonna get the heck out of this house. Almost got zombed like 3 times clearing this one stupid house. Got a bathroom. Some bandages. Got a roll of duct tape. Might as well take it. Alright, I'm done. Get the hell out of here. House had 9 zombies in it. It's just silly. Doesn't need to be that many zombies in a house. You have time to clear one more rich person house. Oh, no. I wanted to work on cars today a little bit, but now it's too dark for that. So I'm just going to clear this zombie house instead. I'm really going to try to be efficient about this. Oh, cool. I found the final of the 3 car magazines. So that's going to let me work on commercial cars, like the white utility van, for example. Got some cans, chili and pineapple. Bunch of high-calorie dry stores here. I actually don't have enough carry capacity to grab all this shit right now. So I'm gonna just do some of it and head back later, another time. Got an apple in the fridge, egg carton, margarine. Nothing good in the freezer. And we got a pot full of disgusting rotten pasta that I'm going to pour out on the ground and then take the empty pot. And that's probably going to conclude this part of the loot run. I'm not going to mark that house off because I haven't cleared it yet. Press V to connect the 2 vehicles together. Tow this copyright neutral Jeep back to base. So this Jeep is going to make for a good, like, light, nimble sort of, I don't know, scouting, light duty exploration vehicle. It doesn't have a ton of storage, but it's quite fast and nimble. And it's in good condition because it was in the driveway of a rich person. So the copyright neutral Jeep is going to be my new main car. Detach them from each other now. Driveway, but how about in the side yard here? Cool. Make sure I don't have anything stashed. Nope, nothing stashed. Jeep. Come on. It's got a different engine sound, which is kind of funny. So part of the trunk is taken up by a car tire. So you'll find spare parts in the game. Sometimes they're in car trunks, sometimes they're in like auto shops. But this is basically a full condition replacement tire for a car. Just gonna stash it in the side yard for now. What else we got? Toilet paper. So COVID jokes aside, toilet paper is used for if you get a cold. A cold is something that can happen often in the winter when it's cold and rainy and snowy. But if you get a cold and you have toilet paper in your inventory, hold on a second. I didn't explain that very well. So when you get a cold, your character will cough and sneeze inadvertently. And this makes a ton of noise. So it's a liability if you're out exploring and you have to cough and sneeze all the time. But if you have TP in your inventory, then the sound of the coughing and sneezing will be muted. So it's kind of useful to have a little bit of TP available, just in case you catch the cold. I'm going to put these empty pots and buckets outside to catch rainwater, since I do not have the carpentry skill to make rain barrels quite yet. I'm going to take that one board that I found and triple plank one of my bedroom windows. Just in case it wasn't obvious, the generator is not currently connected or running. There's no purpose in doing that if the power is still on, but once the power does go out, I'm going to be hooking up that Jenny. continue cooking up the meat. Now that I have a reliable source of power, it's less urgent to get all this food eaten. However, even if the food is in the pantry, or sorry, even if the food is in the freezer, it still will eventually go stale and eventually go rotten. So for that reason, I'm going to still try to get it all eaten. Eventually we'll get to the point in the game where we can have a farm going, and a lot of our food is going to be coming from potatoes and cabbages that we grow out in the yard. So I'm just storing away food, pancake mix, evaporated milk, check the food in the oven so it doesn't burn. Got a bunch of skill magazines that I need to stash. Got the Hunter magazine. I think that teaches me a recipe for traps. The generator mag, I'm just going to store away. Get the Louisville map. Oops. I need to remember not to burn the food in the oven. Oh. Wow. I fucked up. I left the food in the oven for too long and it burned. Not smart. Now the food is useless to me because it is burned. And if I read it, or if I eat that burnt food, then it can make me seriously ill or even kill me. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna get rid of that burnt food so it's not in my inventory. Just head outside and drop it on a zombie corpse. Let's head out to the garage and store some junk, scrap electronics. There was a tarp in the trunk of the discount Jeep. So tarp gets stored out there, duct tape in the hall closet, garbage bag in the hall closet, matches in the hall closet, mouse trap in the hall closet. Hammer for the hammer collection, hall closet. Or rather, garage. Found another hand axe. That's going to go in the All-American Armory. out my... Oh, that's not what I want. Let's check out my laceration. Take the bandage off. No, it's still there. It's not causing me pain anymore, though. Into the bathroom. I'm gonna stash these painkillers and the sleeping tabs and the soap. I meant to do this before, but this cabinet that has my soap and stuff, it has a plunger, lipstick, and foundation makeup, which are completely pointless. So I'm going to just put them in my inventory, and I'll remember to drop them on a Z later to dispose of them. Nice. So my weight is now 85, and I have the 2 up chevrons, and I gained another status effect, overweight. Go me. I have the unhappiness moodle, and the reason why is because I ate some stale food earlier, and now I'm going to drink some orange soda to try to get rid of that unhappiness. Nope, wasn't quite enough. I'm gonna have to eat some ice cream tomorrow. Make my dude feel better. I'm gonna head to the bedroom. Did I mark everything on the map that I meant to today? Yep. Explored those 2 houses. That's the one that I partially explored. So I have all but 2 of the Louisville maps, and look how giant Louisville is. I'm sure you can imagine exploring this entire city would take a really, really, really long time. Before I go to bed, I'm going to read the commercial car skill mag. And I'm going to read the performance car skill mag. Now I have the ability to work on all 3 types of cars. So let's just confirm that by going in the bookcase. If I mouse over each one, there are words that say already read. So I see that for commercial, performance, and standard. So now I have the ability to work on any type of vehicle that I find in the game. One thing I am going to start doing starting today is exercise. This is a whole game mechanic that I would have to explain, but if I go to my skills here, strength, if I look here, I can see that I'm about 15% of the way through leveling up strength. I can gain XP in small amounts, by doing exercise. So if I go to the health tab, the same one where I have my bandages and whatnot, that reminds me I'm gonna change my bandage out here. If I go to exercise, it brings up a list of exercises I can do. Different ones have different bonuses for either fitness attribute or strength attribute, but I'm going to do push-ups for 10 minutes. You can adjust the amount of time. So I'm going to press OK, and Agent Mulder is going to do some push-ups. So if you remember to do these every day, eventually it's going to add up to leveling your strength faster. It does come at a cost though. Tomorrow, for part of the day, I'm going to experience exercise fatigue, which is basically like I'm sore from doing push-ups. And that has a negative status effect when I'm feeling sore. So we'll be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I'm going to sit on the floor next to my Sit on the floor next to my woodland critters. Check my kill count and check my kill count and favorite weapon. Crowbar, 374 zombies killed, and I've survived for 14 days. I'm going to read my mechanics skill book for about an hour or so, and then head to bed. That'll do it. Peace.